Right, so as you guys know, I am approaching the end of Mistborn Era 2, and before I get my video talking about the Lost Metal up, and before I get finished with that book, actually, I wanted to come in here and get a little bit of a poll started up, get a little bit of a audience participation involved in picking what I'm going to be reading next. Essentially, the dilemma that I'm in is I want to take a kind of different approach to the way that I'm reading pretty much in the future, going forward in my kind of reading journey. I hate that word, but it is appropriate, because that's what it is. Doesn't stop the word from being cringe, but that's kind of what I'm on at the moment. But what I wanted to do with this video, and I already did put a poll into my Discord as well, I want you guys to pick my next read. Not necessarily pick my next read out of every book that exists ever, out of the books in my TBR, the stuff that I actually own and the stuff that I have on the shelf behind me. Not at the moment, because they are over here, because I need visual aids. This is probably my most rambly video. That is a lie, because my most rambly video is one of the ones that's over an hour long. There's a couple. One of them is very recent. But what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to show off the books in my TBR, and have you guys have your say in comments, and I might put up a YouTube poll as well with the books that I'm showing off in this, and also you can go ahead into my Discord if you're in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, ask about my Discord in the comments, and you can go over to my Discord, hang out with me and some other people in my Discord. It's pretty chill vibe, but that's going to be the best place to get notified when I go live, to get notified when there's a new upload as well, because YouTube is terrible at telling people when the channels that they have subscribed to upload, even though you've subscribed to be told when the channel uploads. But for some reason YouTube doesn't know what the word subscribe means. But without further ado, we're going to show off the books, and I want you guys to vote on which book I should read next. The way I'm probably going to do it is the book that gets the most votes is going to be my next read, and then in descending order is going to mark the order of which read is going to be after that. These are all either book ones or the only book or standalones. I.e. there are four first books in a series and there is one standalone. But yeah, without further ado, let's show off the books. The first is Wistful Ascending by JCM Byrne. I heard John from Talking Story talk about this, and he described it as like superhero space opera kind of vibe, and that is my bag. That's my bag, not my bang, my bag. That is my bag. So I thought I'm gonna pick that up. It's also an indie book, so supporting an indie reader or an indie writer, not an indie reader, an indie writer. With that, this might be my most rambly video. Actually, it's certainly the one with the most mistakes. But that is what got me to pick this one up. It's the first in a series of 8. What I do not want to do is what I have been doing, where I pick up a series and read through the whole thing. I did that with Mistborn. I did that with the Stormlight Archive. I did that with The Witcher. I've done that with Mistborn Era 2 as well. And, I mean, Eisenhorn, I had it as an omnibus, so I kind of just read through the whole book. I didn't pace myself with that one. What I want to do going forward is pace myself with series, so not necessarily read, like, if this wins the vote, I don't want to read through book 1 through to book 8 in one go. I don't want to marathon the whole series. Or maybe I don't want to marathon the whole series. What I want to do is, say, read book 1 of this, and then I'll move on to something else and come back to book 2 at another time after a couple of other reads. I want to, like, space it out, essentially, because just reading book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4 back to back to back, that, especially with Stormlight Archive, because those are such big chunky books. I mean, if I get to the end of that and I'm like, I really need to know what happens next, I must read book 2 now, then I will, because that's how mood reading and that's how my brain works. But I did feel like how I read the Stormlight Archive and basically devoting a whole year of my life to getting that series read within that year, I did start to get fatigued with it very, very early on. And that's why, like, later books in that series, book 3 onwards, pretty much, I felt the length a lot more because maybe part of that was actually feeling the length, but I think most of it was starting to get a little bit fatigued with Brandon Sanderson's writing, with the characters, with the setting, with the tone, with the length of every book, you know. So I don't really want to do that again. Fortunately for me, all of the books that I've got here are, I think, sub 500 pages. I don't do... whenever I hear people talking about books, I hear about people give the word count, because assumedly page count differs from version to version. From, like, say if a book is this format, right? And then I'm gonna get the next book out. Say if a book is this format, you fit more words per page on here. So then you have the next book is Jade City by Fonda Lee, by the way. But say you have Jade City by Fonda Lee. If you had it printed out like this, which I'm sure there are versions that are printed out like this, fit more words on, more words per page, therefore less pages. Here, obviously, size comparison, less page real estate, less space for words. So less words per page, higher page count. I assume that's how it works, but I don't really get into the weeds with that. I only know the page count of the books that I am reading, or the versions of the books that I'm reading. But yeah, all of these are sub 500 pages. The next book on the poll is Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is book 1 in the Greenbone saga. I have seen a lot of people talking about this. A lot of people describe this as the best urban fantasy. And, again, John from Talking Story has described this as one of the best fantasy trilogies, if not one of the best fantasy series that he's read. And he's read quite a bit. So, I pretty much had to pick this up. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing my thoughts on an urban fantasy, which I haven't actually dabbled in yet, nothing that I've read has been urban fantasy. I think everything that I've read has either been far future or like traditional fantasy. So it'll be interesting to see something that's fantastical but set in a fantastical version of like kind of modern day. That's gonna be an interesting time. The next one I have is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. This, if you have seen the wall behind me or the shelf behind me, this is the only one that I actually have all 3 books in the trilogy of. That's not to say that this is the easy pick, the easy win. I'd say the easy pick is one I'll talk about later. But just saying that this is the one that I have. And also it's not the easy pick because as I said earlier, I don't want to go through the whole trilogy at once unless I'm really, really loving it. Unless I'm really, really loving this book and I get to the end and I'm like, I gotta know what happens next. But yeah, I got this pretty much because look at that freaking cover, man. This cover is basically this cover is you know those memes where it's like me, my my intrusive thoughts. That's what this reminds me of. It's also fucking Badass Dragon, which is really cool, and every cover is the same as well. Every cover is like badass massive dragon, badass massive wolf, badass massive snake. All of them are badass massive creatures, and all of them are epic and insane. And that's what got me onto this, as well as people saying that this is like really good, easy to read fantasy that's like digestible, fun, and really visceral, and you know, exactly what I want, exactly what speaks to me in a weird way. But yeah, it's like everything that I want from a fantasy book is what that is selling me. And I've seen some interviews and some videos of John Gwynne as well. He seems like a really nice, wholesome guy as well. So yeah, it's an author that I want to support because he seems like a nice guy, and also, you know, badass covers, you know, fantasy setting that I really like, and apparently it's like Norse mythology inspired as well. And you guys know how much I love God of War, especially the 2 most recent ones. So yeah, I'm really excited for that as well. So that's gonna go into the poll. The next one I have is, I've heard a lot of hype around this. I've had a lot of hype around this series. Red Rising. I picked up the first book of Red Rising. I've had it on the shelf for a while. Yeah, I figured this is something I hear so much chatter, so much talk about. I figured I have to put this into the TBR. I have to get to it at some point. Apparently, the next book, possibly the last book in the series, is coming out later this year. So yeah, I wanna try and get to it. I want to at least get it started before the last book comes out, so that I can like have the series, and work my way through it at my leisure. But yeah, this is a thin one as well. This is a thin boy. Apparently, I heard that's not consistent throughout the series. But yeah, this is something that I just, you know, from what I gather, if you're going to be a sci-fi or fantasy reader, Red Rising is something that you have to pick up. So, you know, I was like, I've got the opportunity. It's here. It's in Waterstones. It's here. I'll just get it. It's here. It's in Waterstones. I have the money. I have £10 on me. I'll go. I'll buy it. And the other book that I did that with, I actually got it the same day. I got Jade City, Red Rising, and Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is the last book that's going to be in this poll. Yeah, I watched the film back in February, and this is a testament to, I think, me growing. This is like, it's like embossed on here. It's like the actual text is like raised on the. That's cool. Apparently this got Barack Obama's Book of the Year. That's something, I guess. Maybe I'm gonna have the same taste as Barack Obama. I don't know. But yeah, this is. Yeah, I watched the movie back in February, trying to get my bearings back again. Watched the movie back in February, absolutely loved it. I was like, when I came out of that, I was like, I want to read the book. I want to read the book now. And what I didn't want to do is read the book straight away after watching the movie, because movie's fresh in my mind. And now I think enough time has passed for me to be like, I can read the book now. This is one and done. Also, there are no other Project Hail Mary things, as far as I know. In terms of like what I could do after this, I could go and read The Martian. I could go and read the other Andy Weir book that people talk about, that I forget the name of at the moment. But yeah, this is, if I were voting for myself, this is probably the one that I would vote for. And I would say this is probably the shoe-in, because it's a one and done, and because of the movie, it's the most fresh in people's minds, and it might be the one book that anyone has heard of that's watching this video. I hope that's not the case. I hope this captures the BookTube algorithm in some way. But yeah, I'll be honest. The reason why I'm making this video, and the reason why I'm making it a poll and throwing it over to you to decide, is I am torn between all of these books of what I'm going to get to next. I'm so torn. Part of me wants to go Project Hail Mary. Part of me wants to go Red Rising. Part of me is like, Project Hail Mary is a done in one. I'll just read that and be done with it. Part of me is like, but Red Rising is so short and so like snappy, I can get done with that in a couple of weeks. Part of me is like, I've had Shadow of the Gods on my shelf for over a year now. I've got to get to that. Part of me is like, Wistful Ascending is so much my vibe. I want to get to that. I've heard so many things about Jade City. So many things about the Greenbone saga. I've got to kind of get on that hype train, especially since Fonda Lee's just put out a new book as well. I want to ride that train. So yeah, I can't. I've got so many conflicting voices in my head of which one to go to next. I kind of need your guys' input with that, and I also think it'll be the most fun throwing it over to you guys, because this is as much your channel as it is mine. That might not make any sense, but you know, I especially with the book side of the content that I put out, I want your guys's opinion as much as mine, because I could be making videos on whatever I want and no one could be interested. At least with something like this, I can gather interest and know what kind of things people want to see me talking about. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know, obviously. The point of this video is to get your guys' input, your guys' opinions. Vote in the comments below. Essentially just type a comment of what book I should read next, what book you guys want me to read next. Please, I implore you, as much as you might want to say, just read what you want to read, man. Those kind of comments are not gonna be helpful with something like this. I do want to make this a audience participation thing. I want your guys' input in this. What out of the 5 books that I've mentioned today should I read next? What do you guys want me to talk about first, essentially? What is at the top of your guys' priority list of what you think I will be interested in, and most importantly, what you guys are interested in hearing my opinions about. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, comment in the comments below, please. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.